This collection seriously has me questioning who I am as a person. Like, who am I? I have so much to cover in today's video that I might need to break it up into two parts. Let's see how we go. I'll try to power through and push through as much as I can so that it's not an hour-long documentary, but let's see. Today we're going to be talking about the new Louis Vuitton Takashi Murakami 20th anniversary collection. If you're new here, welcome, bienvenidos. My name is Jessica Flores and I am a lifestyle creator. I create content about fashion, beauty, luxury, family travel, and so much more. So if any of those topics interest you, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can set your notifications on for all. I make new videos every week, but I don't have a set schedule, so if you have your notifications on, you won't miss a thing. Let's go a little bit into the history of Louis Vuitton and Takashi Murakami. The collaboration started in 2002 under the creative direction of Marc Jacobs. Through this collaboration, the multicolor monogram debuted for spring-summer 2003. Then came the Cherry Blossom in 2003, the Panda in 2004, the Cerise collection in 2005, and several other collections like the Monogramouflage, which is one of my absolute favorites, in 2008. The collaboration lasted a total of 12 years. It ended when the multicolor monogram was discontinued back in 2015, making it the longest collaboration to this date. Now, if you have followed me for a while, you know that for me, that Marc Jacobs Y2K era is peak Louis Vuitton for me. That is when I first really discovered the brand and fell in love with the brand. And as a millennial, it's just such an iconic period of time in fashion. These collections were just so fun and vibrant and youthful and playful that, of course, as a high schooler, I was drawn to them. And so in my mind, it's still one of my favorite periods of the brand. Now in this video, I'm mostly going to focus on the multicolor monogram collections and pieces, just because those are the ones that I'm more familiar with or most familiar with, and the one that I'm drawn to the most. Something that I noticed that hasn't been discussed much in the conversations and coverage for this collection, and then referencing back to the original collection, is that to my memory, there were basically 3 iterations of the multicolor monogram collections and pieces. In the first iteration, they used this red, I believe it was the red Alcantara lining, but because of the chemicals used in producing those products, a lot of those pieces, that red bled onto the canvas, especially the white canvas. So if you look at the vintage market, if you see pieces where you see like it has red on the canvas, it's that first iteration of that collection. So in the second iteration, they fixed that issue, and I believe that's when they started using the beige Alcantara, or just beige interiors, for those pieces. It was basically the same design, same style. They still used a lot of vachetta leather in the trims and in the details. And then the third and last iteration of the multicolor monogram are the pieces that featured little to no vachetta leather, but came with really fun interior colors. So let me show you an example. I don't have any of the original pieces from that first iteration, but I do have some SLGs from the second, and so I'll show you these right here. So this is the Agenda. As you can see, it is a multicolor monogram canvas, and it has vachetta leather trim. The interior is beige. This is a mirror. I love this piece. I don't use it often, but I just love having it. And you can see the vachetta bow. A lot of the pieces in the new collection have bows, and so I do like that it's referencing these older pieces. So there you go. Again, the interior is beige. And then the last pieces, like I said, featured little to no vachetta leather. These pieces don't have any vachetta leather, but it has colorful interiors. So this is the fuchsia. This is a card holder. I use it as my wallet. This is my 4-ring key holder. And again, it has that fuchsia color. These came in, I believe the Blanc multicolor canvas had a light pink interior. There was a light purple interior as well. I can't remember how many interior colors there were, but if you remember, let me know in the comment section below. This is actually the second one I've owned because I love it so much. I will link to a video where I unbox this one, or where I reveal this one after I lost my keys, and so that's why I had to buy it a second time. I often consider buying another one of these in the resale market because I love it so, so much. I do have a noir multicolor wallet in the koala style from the last iteration because it has that fuchsia interior, but I am actually selling that one because I've come to realize I'm just not a wallet person. It just was so big and chunky. I really prefer this. This is like a perfect size for me. Now you may be wondering if I own any of the bags in the multicolor, and I do not, because while I love them from afar, I appreciate them on the likes of Paris Hilton and Jessica Simpson and all those, you know, young celebrities, young Hollywood celebrities. For me personally, I just thought it was too much print for those bags. Those bags were larger in that era. They used larger bags. And so to me, just that print on larger bags was just a little too much. I did like the Speedy, but ultimately that's what held me back from purchasing any handbags. That's just a personal preference. Like I said, I do appreciate those bags on other people. It's just not for me. At least that is what I thought until this collection. All right, so let's get to my personal thoughts on the collection. Here are some of my dislikes. Even though, as you can see, I am a huge fan of the noir multicolor canvas. I owned one piece, I think it was the mirror. I bought it in the white. I wound up selling it because it's just doesn't speak to me as much as the black does. I really, really love the black. I mean, I'm a New Yorker. I talk about this all the time. I'm a New Yorker. I could wear black all day, every day, and I often do, no matter what season it is. I love wearing black, use it often. And so even though I appreciate the white multicolor canvas, because I always thought it was beautiful, it's just not for me. Again, at least until this collection came out, that's what I thought. Sorry, I went off on a little tangent. Even though I do love the black multicolor canvas, for this collection, all the pieces that I thought I would be interested in, I'm not. And I'm specifically talking about the Nano Speedy. So originally the idea of having a Nano Speedy in this canvas, I thought it was gonna be it for me. Like, that's the bag that I wanted. But I looked at it and I just did not like it for some reason. And it's not that I dislike it or I think that it's ugly or anything, but I find that with the use of the black handles and the black strap, because it's such a small bag, you get a little bit of the multicolor canvas with all the black. It kind of, to me, it feels like it dulls the colors of the canvas. So to me, it's just not like a bright bag. I don't know, it's just off. It's just off for me. So sad to say, the handbags are a no for me. The only small bag that I thought would work for me was the black, was like almost too black. If I can even, I can't believe I'm saying this. This collection seriously has me questioning who I am as a person. Like, who am I? And I will say it has nothing to do with the silver. I love silver. I love black and gold, but I also love black and silver. If you've watched any of my last jewelry videos, you'll notice that I've picked up a lot of silver toned jewelry, so like sterling silver, white gold, platinum, because I'm just really into that. I don't have a lot of it in my jewelry collection, so I've been acquiring those pieces. So I like the silver with the black multicolor monogram canvas. I think it's beautiful, but for some reason, like I said, this bag just, it didn't do it for me. Now, I do like the Speedy 30 bandolier in the noir multicolor canvas. However, again, it just goes back to my personal preference. The Speedy 30 is just not a size that I like. It's not, it's to me, it's a little too big. I like that it's the soft version, but again, because it's a bag that to me personally feels a little too big on me, I'm personally passing on that. Now, I know that I'm filled with contradictions. I know that about myself. So even though I can't see myself purchasing a regular sized handbag from this collection because to me it's too much, I am obsessed with the Keepalls. The Keepall 45, perfection. Perfection. She's gorgeous, no notes, perfection. The Keepall 50, I also really, really like. I think it looks beautiful. I would love to add it to my collection. I really did consider like, how much do I need to sell? What do I need to sell to purchase that? However, it has no pocket and it doesn't have the silver hardware in the corners. Why? Why? I think that if it had that, I may have been in trouble. I may have been in trouble. Still like it, but for me, I'm gonna pass. Another dislike for me is that I feel like the collection is way too big. It has so many pieces. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I am feeling like people might start panic buying, and I just don't like that. For me, there's just way too many. It almost makes it not so fun and enjoyable, that there's so much. Like I said, I think maybe it's just might be a me thing. I just feel very overwhelmed looking through it. It's just so much. However, the good thing about that is that I find it hard to believe that the entire collection will sell out right away. So that's a good thing, is that if you want something from this collection, depending on what the piece is, if you're just someone who's interested in having something, you're gonna have your chance to get something, because there's just so much that I really find it hard to believe that everything will sell out right away. So that's the good thing. In general, here are some of the reasons why I think it would be good to shop this collection. Number one, to get new styles. I'm talking about new styles that this canvas has never been on before. So if you've liked the multicolor monogram before, but like these newer styles, new models that have come out recently, this is a good opportunity to get a new style that hasn't been produced before. My picks from these new styles would be the All-In BB, the Marilini. I have not heard anybody talk about this bag, but I think it's one that people should look into because it is such a unique bag and it's not an obvious choice. It's so interesting to me, the fact that it has a mirror chained to the bag and then it has the round coin pouch attached to it with those little bits of the multicolor canvas. I just think it's really interesting, and like I said, not an obvious choice. I feel like this isn't going to be everywhere. You're not going to see it all over your feed. So to me, I think this is a really interesting bag that you should definitely check out. And I also like that this is one of, I believe, 2 bags in the noir multicolor, so the black multicolor canvas. Most of the black multicolor canvas comes with silver toned hardware. The Coussant BB, this is a new style and in leather, and it also comes with gold toned hardware. So I think this is, again, one of those new bags that you can get that has that old vintagey feel to it, but again, on a new bag. And basically all of the leather bags, because this is the first time we're seeing that print on leather bags. And of course, we have a couple of trending East-West bags. For example, the On The Go, which I love. This bag is the one that I think is the total package for me personally. It has the noir multicolor monogram canvas that I love on a bag that is big, not big, but bigger, so that canvas really pops. And with the black handles and the black strap and the silver tone hardware, to me, I think it is a perfect, and probably the best, in my opinion, black multicolor bag. Another reason to shop it is if you want updated versions of those vintage bags, but with changes that better fit your preferences. For example, the Speedy 25, if you thought that the 30 was too big for you, now, for the first time ever, we're seeing that canvas on a Speedy 25. It's a new size and also bandolier style, so it comes with that strap. So that, I think, is a good pick. The Alma BB, this is the first time we're seeing that canvas on a BB size. And of course, the new Alma BBs come with a strap, which the old Speedies did not. And if you wanted to purchase an SLG, I feel like this is the best time because it's basically SLG mania. There's so many SLGs in this collection that you're bound to find 1 to 5 different SLGs that you might be interested in purchasing. Now, here are my thoughts as to when you should and should not go vintage. Go vintage if you like having a handbag with history. You know that this is from a decades old collection. It's an original. If you like your bags to show a little bit of age, a little bit of its history, that it's lived a life before you, that is when I think you should go vintage. If you prefer the original design, obviously you can go vintage. If you can get a really good price on a vintage bag, especially if it's hundreds of dollars less than what the newer version of it is, then definitely go vintage. I will say this though, prices have been and will be going up significantly for any multicolor monogram canvas piece. I'm already seeing it online. The prices are going up and they'll continue to go up for some time. So actually right now is the best time. I'm giving you a little secret here. I'm giving you a really good tip. Now is the best time to start purchasing any cherry blossom or cerise or cherry collection pieces from the original vintage pieces, because once those pieces are announced, once we hit January, they're gonna go up. They're gonna go up. Now, when you do go vintage, just know that You can sometimes have the vachetta leather completely replaced. You can take it to a boutique and have it replaced entirely on an older bag. Just make sure that you just do the math. You just need to do the math. I think I saw on Reddit about 6 months ago, someone took a vintage pochette accessoire and took it to the boutique and had all of the leather replaced, and it cost her $700. So again, do the math. Depending on how much you can get that original piece. So let's compare apples to apples here. Let's say you find a pochette accessoire in the pre-loved vintage market. Now, don't quote me on the price. This is how much I read a person got it at their boutique. I don't know, but they got it replaced for $700. So if you factor in, it's going to be about $700 to replace all the vachetta leather, then you know how much you can spend on that pre-loved piece. If you do the math and you're still saving significantly, then go ahead the vintage route. But if the price is equal to, more, or just way too close to the price of the newest edition, then you might want to consider buying this newer version. And just keep in mind that Louis Vuitton sometimes doesn't repair older bags. So when you're purchasing a bag, whether it's pre-loved or new, just keep that in mind. If you buy something that's pre-loved, vintage, you might not be able to get those bags fixed or replaced versus something that you just bought from the boutique directly, new. Of course, they will have to step in and replace or fix anything that's newer. They're obviously going to be more willing to replace those rather than a vintage piece. And that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it informative, or if I just entertained you for a while, please give this video a thumbs up. It really, really helps me out. It just tells the YouTube algorithm that my videos should be seen, and it'll push it out to new viewers, which again, I would really, really appreciate. Use that comment section below to ask any questions, make any requests, or just say hi, because you guys know that I love to hear from you. Click or tap right here to watch my last video, or click down below to watch another video that you might enjoy. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned.